I want to talk about season 5 characters Maddie and Reagan and their sick, twisted relationship and how it's affected their intimate lives. Spoilers. So we got Maddie and Reagan, who are both identical twins who were raised by a sociopathic billionaire who wasn't the best father figure. And they both came out quite different. One was more like Daddy, very sociopathic, very apathetic, cold, and power hungry, while the other one pretended to be something she wasn't. And we'll get to that later. Let's talk about how Reagan is Maddie's parasite. We saw a bit of their personality before Joe had accidentally kidnapped Maddie thinking it was Reagan and put her in the cage. After that, we found out a lot more about their relationship. We find out that Reagan's husband, Harrison, was actually Maddie's old boyfriend, and Reagan bullied Maddie out of the relationship and she married him. She didn't just take the man for a few months or a couple of years. She married him. Not only that, she bullied Maddie yet again into having their baby. Pretty sure they used Reagan's egg, but it was Maddie's body who did all the work and pushed the baby out into life. Reagan just took her and said, "That's my child, and you're the aunt, so deal with it." Top of that, Reagan continued to just be so emasculating towards her husband. She didn't really care too much about her daughter. Yeah, she got mad when Joe Jr. just kind of like, kind of went at her at recess that one time, but I don't think it was for genuine care of her daughter's safety. I think it was a way that Reagan could just be the victim again and hold it over Kate's head. So Reagan's got Maddie's man and her baby. And not only that, she's being a torturous piece of caca the whole time. And Maddie's stuck there pretending to be this over flirtatious woman who just goes around flirting and partying all the time. And deep down, I feel like that definitely is just something that wasn't her. Because after Maddie had unalived her sister and took over her life, there was a part of her that had to pretend to be Reagan, of course, but you could see the cracks forming and her being like, I love you guys, but at the same time, she had to be Reagan, right? And it just didn't work. I knew it wasn't going to work, especially how she got caught. Let's go into the possible psyche of Reagan. Definitely narcissistic vibe, very sadistic. She loved to torture her sister, her identical twin sister. And I feel like that has to say something about her relationship with herself. Hurt people, hurt people. What has this done to Maddie? Well, I mean, it's tortured her for years. The little girl's like 8, 9, 10, right? At least 8, 9, 10 years, she's been being tortured by her sister, taking her things, bullying her into things, and then taking those things that Reagan can benefit from, and then Maddie just loses. She just sucks the soul out of her, and then Maddie has to turn around and pretend to be something she's not, and that can really do something to a person when you have to pretend to be something you're not in life, and yet at the same time you're being tortured psychologically, emotionally, verbally, and I'm pretty sure at some points physically. She's a very terrible and terrifying person, Reagan is. I would not doubt she got physical with her sister. Would not doubt it. It's also pushed Maddie and Harrison into an affair behind Reagan's back because they feel like they can't be themselves at all. They're so terrified of Reagan that they can't live their lives the way they want to freely. So they have to sneak around behind everybody's back. And then that builds even more anxiety and more depression and more issues and more secrets and more lies. And it's not good for anybody's health. What has this done to Raegan? Well, she's just gotten worse. Her power hungry, narcissistic, insecure personality has just grown bigger and bigger and bigger, and she's become a meaner, more angry and venomous bully of a person. I'm not saying she had to go, but it really felt good when Joe went back in there and Maddie was the only one alive. That's all I'm going to say. Moving on. Despite all the torture and everything, Maddie did try her best to bring their minds together and figure out a way out of this situation. Despite the years of torture and bullying, Maddie still tried to be a sister, to survive this situation with her. When Maddie came out and told Raegan everything, Raegan, all she could do was just verbally and emotionally attack her sister. There was no 1 second of, oh my God, are you okay? We got to get out of here. He's fucking crazy. None of that. There was none of that. It was just straight to, you're pathetic. You think you can do. And she just laid it on thick, muy thick. Just wow. I was like, breathe in some positivity. I have to just applaud Anna Camp for her performance as the twins. Wow. Amazing.